This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up part works that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the part work so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on, and let me know how I'm getting on as well. I'd like feedback of all types. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Let's get on with it. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 77 of Building R2. In this issue, we're continuing a little bit more of the body frame, but the main focus is going to be wiring up the dome, plugging everything onto that board inside the head. It's going to be quite in-depth, but relatively simple, but quite not complex, but yeah, there's lots going on. But first of all, we'll have a look at studio and location work. Obviously, lots filmed in the studio, on sound stages, and lots done on location in all of the Star Wars films. Screens and things. All good stuff. Sets had to be built, creatures had to be made, costumes needed to be sewn. So, looking at the Infiltrator Demolition Droid, it's like a R2 head, but then it opens up to have legs of its own. Interesting. Right, so the body and dome fittings. We're assembling the leg support, putting that onto one side of the frame. And then we're doing all this stuff, putting the last few Allen key nut things in to hold the panels in place, and then playing around with wires and the lightsaber ejection mechanism and things like that, and then plugging in wires and everything. So that's going to be quite deep. It should look a bit like that at the end. We'll see if it does. We'll see if it does in just a minute. So, parts supplied here. I've emptied out some of the screws that we're going to need. And yeah, first of all, we're going to be installing this bracket into the side of this. Got to go from the inside with it going that way down. Little locating pins. Hold that in place a bit like that. And then two of these screws will hold that in place. That one. And that one. I'm going to tighten these down initially because it's all located by pins and things. There's no way it can go anywhere else. So that's that on there. Then we need to bring back the large dome from the whole body panel from before. This is fitting onto there like that. We've again got two little pins that come out. That goes in there, and we need two screws to go in from the bottom. Hold that in place. They're the longer of these screws. That there. There. Ensure you've got the bracket coming inside. They've lined up properly. Didn't have any trouble, but I'm going to get them in one at a time. The angle is not quite right for this. You need to be coming in from here, and you can't because there's that in the way. So I'm going to go back to a normal screwdriver. Lets me feel if things aren't quite working properly. I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. There. And then the other one tightened up there as well. I'm assuming that in the next issue or two, we'll be doing exactly the same on the other side. Because he's mostly symmetrical. Go all nice and tight. So that's the body frame coming up. Obviously, this is where the leg is going to attach. So it's starting to come together. I like it when things start to come together. So let's move that out of the way because I don't need that anymore for now. What I do need is the dome back. We've got 3 more Allen keys to put in place. Now, they do say that you get 3 of these are spare, so I'll keep them aside for later, or hopefully for never, but there we go. So I should have 3 gaps for these. And there are indeed 3 gaps along there. And I forgot to tighten up those 2 when I put in the other ones. I put the other ones in, where are we? All the way over this side here. So it really is, these are the last 3 go in place. I can line them up properly. Angle right. Fill that way. The end of the Allen key caught up in the wires, which is never fun. Right, I'm going to go and get these done off camera and tighten the other ones up, and then come back with all the parts ready for doing the next stage, which is plugging in all the wires. So I shall see you in just a minute. Right, before we attach this to the dome, we need to tidy up the wires. So we've given us a twiddly wire tidier. Obviously, if you remember, I'd hot glued that to make sure that didn't break off, because that's one of the things that can happen. We need to make sure all of this goes off in the right direction. They're basically going to be going off up to the top. That needs to go around there, that needs to go around there. So from where these all line up together, we need to start off with this. It just wraps around like that. We'll slide and move, so you can do it fairly quickly just by rotating wires through plastic holder there, or maybe the other way around. It's whichever you find convenient to do. Basically just keeping these all together, keeping them out of the way. Some reason why that black one is a lot shorter than that one, because it's, well, let's just pull that through a bit more. We've not got a big bulge on that at the top. That's that. That will then move wherever you need it to move. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all right. We need to hold it in place with these. It says to put one, basically, where's it got it? It's got it just here, going around there, holding all of this sort of there. Through. Tighten that up. Not stupidly tight, just tight enough so it's not going to wiggle around. And then the other one going around about here by the looks of it. Just to sort of get it all pointing in the right direction. Doesn't need to be tight, just tight enough. Snip off the excess. Don't need the excess. That. And there we have the lightsaber ejection mechanism. Feel like that's going in the right direction, but it is. That's how it's pointing, how it is in the picture. That'll obviously then go elsewhere. So this is being fitted into the dome. You know, one of these folds open like so. That's where we're aiming it. It's going to fit up here. These wires obviously will be coming out of the way, and we'll be sorting those out in just a minute. So we've got the 2 here going into the 2 there. Which way around is that? That's got this coming over this side. Basically lines up a bit like that. Sticks out the bottom. This is why this is in need of some protection. We need to fix this in place with 2 of the normal self-tapping screws. So I'm going to use a new real screwdriver for that. This is the tricky bit. One of the tricky bits, because you need to have the door open and hold this in the right place while you're putting the screws in from the other side. So if we put that open, we can see in there, just about see this one, this side, where I need to get this screw through there, and then from there into there. Feels like that's lined up a little bit. Get a couple of turns on that. That is where that should be. Good. Then get the other screw, obviously, in the other side. Shut. It won't open. It will open. I think I might just need to adjust things just a touch. Everything lines up a little bit better. The lightsaber pushes it from the inside. Obviously, that will pop open. Put it this way, the gravity will hold it open. Unfortunately, you can't see what I'm doing there, but you know what I'm doing. I'm putting the other screw in the other side. Getting that lined up properly. It's got to be about there. Feels like that's going into a thing. So then we can get that both tightened up. That tube shouldn't wobble around anymore. Make sure I've not got wires trapped behind it or anything. So that's now attached. Lightsaber can pop in and out at whim. So that's that. Now we get to do the fun stuff. Keep the dame on the assembly stand at all times except when working on it. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably going to keep it stored this way up in the protective packaging that it came in. But first of all, we've got to do all the wiring. We've got to wire up everything onto that. I think all the wires are here. I'm calling the lead for the rear status display. Which does that say that is? Not really. That this white thing. I think I've got all of these uncoiled already. Definitely the rear. So this must be the rear status display. We have that. It says to put it under. Oh, it can't be the rear one then, because that's not going anywhere near that. This one. Oh, this is the rear because this has got the blobs on it. So forget about that. It's this one that we're dealing with. The rear status display. We need to put that under the first clip. Get that one out of the way for now. These clips that we put in coming in useful now to route everything around. The closest to the cable clips, followed by the other two. So we've got to get this under all of those. Go. All of the wires under there. And then this plugs into G wire, which is the first one on the end there. Get it the right way round. Plug that in. Started, so it must be easy. The rear LCD display, which must be that one. It goes under the first one and the second one. This cable clip, so we're not using the first one there, obviously. Go under these two. And then into CD1, which is the next one along. Making sure it's the right way up, the right way around. Goes in there, nice. Another page, we have the short lead from the front LCD display screen. Little one here. Doesn't have to go under any clips, obviously, because it just goes into LCD 2, which is there. Nice. Then we have RB, which must be this one. Front status display. Long cable for where it needs to go. Goes there all the same. So there. And then the projector is labeled projector. It's the last one on the end here. One there, nice. And then just take a twist of wire you saved from step 14 and coil that up. I'm not about that. We'll just get that nicely out of the way. Worry about that. So I've done the projector. Take the two leads from the lightsaber projector, which have two plugs on the end. That's these ones. Going to go into the other two, and obviously you know which one's which because you know One's one shape and one's a completely different shape. So that one I can put in there very easily because it's nice and long. There's not being able to do it very easily. Where do you want to go? In you go. There we go. And then the other one will go next to it. Quite so easily because it's a little bit shorter, but it's fine. Gone in even easier. So there we go. It says route everything off to one side, so it's not going to interfere with the central bit. But that is basically the dome wired up. I'm quite happy with how that's gone together, actually. That was quite easy. They're all out the way. Everything is tight and secure in there. So we have R2's dome pretty much good to go. I'll give it a clean over before I put it away. But that is that. The one socket on there is obviously to connect that headboard to the rest of the body. And we'll be doing that at some point soon, but not now. That is the end of this issue. Thank you very much for sticking with me throughout that. I'll see you very shortly for the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.